Okay, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. We're back with another episode of Blue Blooded, your favorite college basketball podcast. End of week 2 of the college basketball season, and we are heading into, I guess, Feast Week technically starts this week, like the end of the week.
End of the week.
And then it goes like through, it's like Feast week and a half.
Just a little taste. By the way, we pretty much matched today.
Unplanned.
Good job.
Unplanned. We got a great episode for you today. Obviously, Feast week and a half is ahead. We're going to do the usual stuff, news and notes around the nation, injuries and updates beyond everywhere. We will do a nice little segment from Homefield for a good cause, so stay tuned for that. We'll get into some of the big stories and games of the week, some mid-major teams on fire, including a segment with the UT Martin head coach himself, Jeremy Shulman. That was awesome. I'm very excited for people to listen to that.
I'm so happy.
We already love them and him.
Yeah, it's great.
I have never loved the coach after speaking to him one time.
Yeah.
He's the best. So we'll have Jeremy Shulman on. We'll do a panic meter. I think we're going to do that every week at this point because people love that, and I love doing it also.
Great.
And then we'll do Q&A, and we'll be out of here. So let's get into news and notes. All right, news and notes. We're focused on some injuries and maybe some honor code issues today, news and notes. BYU is definitely a headline of this. First one, Kennard Davis, DUI. Not good anywhere. I don't know a lot of details about it. I think he got into a minor crash and everyone was okay. It was like 11:45 in the morning, though. I saw someone say something about like medicine stuff, but I don't know if that's true or not. And I saw no reports about it.
I don't know. Look, the BYU honor code is always going to be held to tighter standards than everybody else. DUI is a DUI.
Yeah, so Kennard Davis, DUI, didn't play against UConn, and they already had lost Nate Pickens for the entire season with an injury. He hasn't played from UC Riverside. So there go two of their sniper guards on the wings. Kennard Davis, one of those dudes. I don't know if he's going to be back. We don't know at all what's going to happen with him. To me, the bigger news is Kebaketa.
Yeah.
The big man. He got thwacked by Silas Demery in that game at TD Garden. I think it was early second half, maybe, or
Early
was
second
it
half.
late
Ironically,
first?
they rallied after it.
It was weird because without size, you would think they would really struggle in any game, especially against like Terrace Reed and UConn. They rallied after that, but he came off. They ruled him out pretty quickly. I don't know anything about the consensus of the injury.
I was about to ask you because I haven't seen anything.
I tried to find stuff on it. I think it was a concussion, it looked like, or something, but I really don't know. Hopefully people out there will find out. I'm sure by the time this gets released and people listen, that we'll know more. Yep. But that's not good for BYU in their depth. They brought in a lot of good pieces. Kebaketa obviously was already there, but losing Nate Pickens already. Kennard Davis up in the air right now with the DUI. And then Kebaketa, that's a problem. We'll get into them more in the UConn game and what we think about BYU, but that's a huge problem for them.
I feel like a concussion would be a win in this case.
Yeah, because then you go through protocol, whatever.
Week or two, he's back.
Yeah, exactly. Other injuries. Desmond Cloud for Washington remains out. He has not played yet this year. Danny Sprinkle, I heard him in a press conference. He kind of sounded optimistic about it, and he was like, yeah, he has to get through contact stuff. Maybe he'll play. He didn't play this. Hasn't played yet. It sounds like he'll be good to go soon. Their guards are good. It's another weapon to have. Yeah. It's a great piece to add. And then Magoon for San Diego State also hasn't played yet. I have not seen much on that either. Hope he's going to play at Players Era next week.
Oh, that would be
next week. Yeah, next week.
That would be a bummer. They get Michigan, and I forget who else they play there.
Yeah, but I don't know. Magoon obviously a big one to look out for, although San Diego State has claimed they have Magoon Light playing for them. So, but still, Magoon not playing. And then last one, Jalen Lowe for Kentucky after the Louisville game. There's really not much out there besides the fact that Mark Pope said that after the injury, Jalen, his parents are talking about probably redshirting the year, it sounds like.
Yeah. We're putting words in his mouth, but he said he needed to discuss with the doctors what the next steps were.
Yeah.
So
they just said we have to all get together with his family and make a decision. That sounds like redshirt most likely.
It's not good.
It's not good. I think offensively Kentucky will be fine. He's not in this A1 defender by any means. So that's, again, you lose a really good player, a guy that you paid a lot of money to, a guy that was really good at Pitt last year. It's a problem. I don't think it really changes their ceiling and outcome that much. Maybe the outcome, but their ceiling and potential, if you thought Kentucky was already a title contender, this wouldn't change my mind.
I agree.
That much. So a lot of injuries going on. Obviously, we hate that. Not as bad as fantasy football, so that's what matters. That's all that matters, I guess.
Not such a bad day for me, but no Tucker Kraft, so,
No, although Jahmyr Gibbs tonight.
Jahmyr Gibbs tonight.
To me, I mean, they just started. I'm not going to look at Jahmyr Gibbs tonight. That's what we need.
Okay.
All right, that's very good. That's going to be it for news and notes. Let's get on to the home field segment, not home court advantage. Listen up for a good cause. All right, home field. We are not doing the home court advantage this week because home field is the best partner ever. Would you agree?
Agreed.
As of right now, at least they are.
The GOAT.
Goated partner for a lot of reasons, a million reasons. They're awesome to work with, but they're big on good causes, and so are we. This is the Blue-Blooded podcast. So we are helping support the Big Ten Blood Drive with Abbott and Homefield. So right now, Homefield is partnering with Abbott to support the Big Ten Blood Drive. Every 2 seconds, someone in our country needs a blood donation. When you donate through Abbott and the Big Ten's We Give Blood Drive competition, you're not just helping your school compete to win $1 million for student and community health, you're saving lives, plus you will score a limited edition home field t-shirt of your school of choice in the Big Ten. They're really cool shirts. All you got to do is go to big10.org/Abbott. That's ABBOTT. You make a donation of any kind at all, and you get your choice of a Big Ten school's limited edition blood drive shirt. I love that. Good people's, good stuff, good cause. Go do it. You get a really cool, nice shirt for a good cause and a cheap price, realistically. You should make a donation. So shout out to Homefield. Shout out to Abbott for doing that. All right, we got through some of the admin stuff and little segments. Let's get on to the good stuff. I think we should always start it with the big games and the big storylines and takeaways from this week. Let's start with the most recent game, Houston-Auburn from today.
Oh,
that was at 3 o'clock.
Hey now.
Number 1, Houston took down Auburn. Number 22, Auburn, I think they are, as of right this second.
22.
As of recording this, and when they played. In Birmingham, Alabama, basically an Auburn home game. Is a semi-home game. A very physical battle. A very physical game down the stretch. Houston defense really helped them prevail on the end of that game. They were up by 1. Auburn had the ball. They turned it over. Houston, 23 seconds to go. Auburn's got the ball. Timeout. Put the ball into Hod's hands. They're down by 1. They did not get a single good look up, and they had 5 different possessions, it felt like, because Houston had, I think, 2 blocks and 3 deflections, all of which ended up out of bounds. And then they ended up putting Auburn in the corner with 1 second left. Like, they were physical right up to the line of where Houston, of going over the line. Like, if any dial more of going over the line of physicality, they probably would have given free throws to Auburn and lost the game. They did this without JoJo Tugler and Chris Sinak, who both fouled out. I also do want to say that Keyshawn Hall didn't play the end of the game for Auburn. It looked like he had an ankle injury or something. I hope he's okay. Obviously not great for them, and you need your top scorer, guy averaging 24 points a game going into the game. But really good game. I love the way Auburn held in. I love how intense they play. That, to me, is what Auburn has done the last few years. Like, think of last year's team. Obviously, they were great, but they were so good because Dylan Cardwell, Chad Baker-Mazzara, the role players are so, like, gritty and aggressive, and they do the dirty work. Like, that's the Auburn team that I saw today, and I like that a lot from them.
Yep, you have to be – this is their first meaningful game of the year. I know they went to overtime with
Bethune-Cookman.
Yes.
Arterio Morris.
Yeah, and –
No, Doctor didn't play.
I know. I was going to say soon to be Dr. Bradley.
Oh, okay.
I know he's hurt. So this is the first really big game of them for the year. First big game in the Stephen Beard era.
Stephen Pearl.
Oh my goodness!
By the way,
I'm
Bruce
so
Pearl
sorry. I'm so
was.
That was what I was about to say. You saw Bruce going crazy in the stands.
He was basically coaching.
He was screaming at the refs too.
I think he was holding Stephen's child.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Ref, come on!" I'm like, dude,
you have to be happy with what you saw from the Auburn standpoint. Maybe a different ending if Keyshawn's playing.
Maybe it was, yeah, and I think it gives and takes though. Like, Keyshawn goes out. Houston loses both their bigs on, I thought, questionable calls, but they were fouling a lot in the game, so, like, it happens. I agree. Houston, on the other hand, Houston's a damn problem, per usual.
What's new? Kelvin Sampson's the man.
Dude, they are like that. They are absolutely unbelievable. They're obviously undefeated right now. Their defense is just as good as it ever is. It's the best defense in the country every single year. They're letting up 55 points a game right now, including this Auburn game.
Including this game.
That was like, they let up 72. They let up like 48 against one team, then like in the 50s versus the other two against bad teams. But 55 points a game they're letting up. That's it. They feel bigger and deeper than ever. They usually don't play with this many bigs and this depth of bigs. Khalifa Sacco, the third guy behind JoJo Tugler and Chris Sinak is still acclimating a little bit scheme-wise, but he's good. He's aggressive. He's a shot blocker. He's physical. Chris Sinak is awesome. Offensively, his touch has been incredible, and JoJo Tugler is basically the best defender in the entire country, you can argue. I think the concerns are always offense with Houston, and it looked shaky down the stretch for them at times because, like, they've had an LJ Cryer. They've had Jamal Shed. They've had Marcus Sasser to put the ball in the hands of to kind of go win them a game. Even with those teams, they haven't been able to get to a national championship because they don't have this weaponry, this arsenal of offensive options. And that does scare me a little bit about this team, but the freshmen are unbelievable.
Flemings is amazing.
Oh, dude. Kingston Flemings
He's
is
amazing.
unbelievable. He is my favorite freshman in the country right now, and he's the most underrated freshman in the country because they're all so good. He's not getting enough love. To be a freshman in any position and to be able to go to Houston and survive and then be able to play as a freshman, like, you have to be fully bought into what they do. He's a Houston guard through and through. I mentioned all those offensive guards, the Sasser, the Cryer, everybody.
Yep.
It's always one of those internally developed guys for Houston being the offensive dynamic player. Their best offensive player is a young freshman in Kingston Flemings, and that's not a problem for them because he's that good. He's so good.
Yep. I was going to say, maybe today in middle of November, he's not taking the last shot in the game, but I would not be surprised if in 3 months it's not Milos Uzan and it's not Emmanuel Sharp, and it is.
Yeah,
Kingston Fleming.
and Miles Uzan isn't even shooting well. He hit a big 3 today, but like, he's not shooting well. He's not scoring the ball well. Emmanuel Sharp can definitely kick it up a notch. But those two guys, if they get it going, on top of Kingston Flemings, Isaiah Harwell, elite 3-and-D player, Chris Sinak's offensive mid-range touch game looks great. If the 3 freshmen continue to get better and better throughout the year, which I have no doubt they will at Houston, they're all about player development, they are going to be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
They're already terrifying.
And that's something that Houston doesn't usually have, though.
Yeah.
You usually see Houston in November, and you're like, great, that's the same Houston we're going to see in March. I think that's a little bit different this year, where the Houston we see now is not the Houston at their full ceiling yet. And that's what they need. They need dynamic freshmen like that and dynamic young talent to maybe get over the hump and win a national championship. The last 5 years, they've been to 2 Final Fours, 1 Elite 8, 2 Sweet 16s. They've had a 1 seed in 3 straight tournaments, and they're going to be a 1 seed again this year. And you look at their schedule, they are going to play in Players Era next week.
Syracuse and Tennessee they get.
Syracuse and Tennessee at Players Era. Both games that they should win, especially the Syracuse game, if we're being honest.
The Tennessee one will be fun.
Tennessee one will be a dogfight.
Yeah. Well, fun as in like 41-40.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be good.
It'll be close.
And then they might get whoever they get for a third game if they play well there. They're well set up to play for a championship at Players Era, which they did not do last year.
And it'll probably be a Michigan or an Alabama or
someone. You never know.
Like that.
You never know Players Era, which is fun. I think in 2024 was the last time they had a really good undefeated start. They went 14-0. And they went undefeated until January 9th when they lost in Ames at Iowa State. I'm gonna go through the games real fast, and you tell me if you think they're gonna win to that point. Okay.
Okay.
Rider.
Win.
Syracuse.
Win.
Tennessee.
Win.
Let's call a third game.
Win.
Alabama.
Win.
Okay. Florida State.
Win.
Jackson State.
Win.
New Orleans.
Shout out Privateers. Win.
They look good.
We'll talk about them later.
Shout out to the Privateers. December 20th against Arkansas in Newark.
Are we going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. You wanna come?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's
not easy for them to just like clean through the schedule.
Yeah, see that one makes me hesitate, but win.
And then they play Middle Tennessee, Cincy, and then they get into Texas Tech, Baylor, etc.
Okay, yeah.
So
Texas Tech at home though.
Yeah, they could go undefeated. I mean, they could win every game in the entire season. It wouldn't surprise me.
The first one that like really stands out to me is January 24th at Texas Tech.
Yeah, but nonetheless, super excited to see them at Players Era. They look unbelievable. I can't get enough of Kingston Flemings, dude. I can't get enough of Kingston Flemings. Yeah. He's so good. So we'll see how that goes. But Auburn, again, positive takeaways, I think, for the most part. Also, Tahad started shooting the ball a little better today. He's been shooting the ball miserably so far to start the year. So
he's going to have the green light all year. So, and if Keyshawn's out for a substantial period of time, he's going to have even more of a green light.
Yeah. Let's go backwards. Let's go to Friday, Arizona, UCLA. Did you watch that game?
I saw some of it.
Okay. Dogfight down the stretch. Arizona edged it out versus UCLA in the Intuit Dome. Really awesome Pac-12 Bill Walton game. There were a lot of tie-dye shirts and odes to him, which was really cool.
I love it.
Yeah, we love that.
What a game.
I thought UCLA defended a lot better in the front court and physically than I anticipated them to do. I know Mick Cronin does that well. They didn't have many bigs last year outside of Ademara, and they didn't play a lot.
Yeah.
and they played up in size very well last year. So now they have a little bit more size, better guards. It ended up like Jaden Bradley was amazing for Arizona. So good.
He looks before the season started. I think we had questions about, can he be the guy? Is he consistent enough? Yes. There's no doubt.
Answer, yes.
The answer is yes.
He is good.
He's been great, but I think you're right. Like Koa Pete coming off a huge game on the national stage, he only took a couple of shots.
He didn't look amazing, although he made a couple of plays where I'm like, God, this guy's a beast. Krivas was really good. Their front court ended up being a huge piece of it. Anthony DeLorso had a 20-piece, I think it was.
Yep.
He shot the ball really well. He was awesome for them, and they look good. Like, it's the same thing. They look really good. I talked about 2022 Arizona. I still see the similarities in the Benedict Matherwick team, so we'll see if they can keep rolling. They play UConn this week.
Yeah, I was looking at the date real quick. Oh,
Wednesday.
Yeah, on Wednesday. That's right.
They play UConn.
In stores.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
That's the one at Gamble. They're playing at the small arena.
Yeah, hell yeah. That rocks.
That's going to be such a good game.
That's going to be fun.
You asked me this question last week. I'll ask you this question this week. Can Arizona make a Final Four?
Final Four, yes. National title, I still have a lot of reservations about it.
Okay.
So, yeah, a Final Four, 11 seeds make the Final Four every now and then.
By the way, I'll say it. I want to make it very clear. I'm not concerned. Wanted Donovan Dent to have a better game.
Did not play well. He had missed a game before. He's been dealing with a muscle strain.
Sure.
It didn't seem like that was an issue at all. I think it was just like him playing against a bigger physical defensive team, because their defense looks a lot better than normal Arizona. That is a problem. I talked on Friday live stream about the turnovers. Going into the game, Arizona's forcing over 15 turnovers a game on opponents. UCLA was turning the ball over under 10 a game. So they're very polarizing. One's got to give a little bit. I think UCLA had 16 yep. turnovers. So there's your answer. Arizona defense looks legit. That was like a stamp of approval for me for Arizona defense for sure. But I wouldn't be too worried about UCLA. I don't think the ceiling is like immensely high. Like, could they be like a sneaky Final Four team? For sure. But they're going to play teams in the Big Ten that are big, and they're going to struggle.
Yeah.
They're going to struggle. But I don't know. We'll see. Steven Jamerson, I thought he was good in the minutes he gave also. He was one of the backup bigs and behind Xavier Booker. So if he can give good minutes all year, maybe. But Big Ten will be tough.
They only played 6 guys over.
It's the Mick Cronin way.
15 minutes, I know.
It's the Mick Cronin way. They'll have to shoot the ball a little better on the season also. They did shoot the ball well that night, but they didn't take a ton of shots. So, and the turnovers.
Nope.
So, Arizona, UCLA. Let's go backwards again. Purdue, Alabama.
I keep waiting for my favorite game of the weekend. You keep skipping it.
Which one's that?
Well,
you could just say it.
UConn, but BYU is my favorite game.
Did I skip it? Oh, I skipped it.
You skipped it.
Sorry, let's go backwards. UConn, BYU.
You said we were going back.
Oh, that was Saturday.
Yeah, that was Saturday.
Let's go forwards. UConn, BYU. My bad. Let's do UConn, BYU. You're right. UConn, BYU was a very good game.
I mean, the game rocked.
I thought it was.
Even though you thought it was over.
And I didn't watch a lot of the first half because I was out for a little while.
Yes.
And I was paying attention to it, watching a little bit, and then I got home for the second half.
It's okay. We flip-flopped because I didn't watch the second half of the Arizona UCLA
I think they were waiting for me to watch.
Yeah, that's
what it was.
That's what it was.
UConn was manhandling them early. Kebakita goes out. BYU turns it on.
I mean,
do you think that was a spark between like, oh shit, like we need to do something right now, or do you think that was like, it was just BYU just happened to figure out it was a coincidental that it was after the injury?
I think it was coincidental. But Keita only played 8 minutes in the whole game, by the way.
Yeah.
So I think it was partially coincidental, but partially like there's no point in even trying to force it down low at that point. So let's just play the game we know how to play. And BYU's best players are AJ and Saunders and Robert Wright. So like, if you don't need to work through the middle, then it kind of opens up a little bit for you on the outside, and it showed. I mean, AJ took over that game down the stretch.
Oh man, he was unreal.
I know they lost, by the way, so it's funny that we're starting with them.
So we'll get to UConn in a second because UConn is kind of just like they're UConn, like they're very good. But BYU, we'll put them on the panic meter just to talk about them later on. But I'll tell you this. I'm not worried about BYU really at all. Like maybe a sliver of me with the injuries and depth issues with the DUI or whatever. But from this game, my takeaway was that, okay, great. This is a younger, inexperienced team that wasn't really all together last year. And when they lost their only true strong big man, then they were able to turn it on against one of the most experienced and intelligent older teams in the entire country away at TD Garden in a hostile environment. So, they were able to do that. AJ was able to take over down the stretch and hit it looked like Kevin Durant. That's what you want out of AJ Debance down the stretch. And people were like, he's not a playmaker or defender. He's not the worst defender in the world. And he doesn't need to be a playmaker. Like, he has moments where he can play make. I don't think people realize that. And his teammates miss shots. He's had a couple of games with like a 4 assists, 0 turnovers. Like, he can play make a little bit, but that's not his role on this team. Like, that's why they have Rob Wright. That's why they have Kennard Davis, hopefully. It's why they have Richie Saunders. Like, I'm not worried at all about BYU. Their talent is unbelievable. If they can turn it on like this and find that good of a rhythm against such a good team in November, I'm excited to see what it looks like in March.
Yeah, we'll get to it later. I actually walked away feeling better about them than I did before the game. Really hostile environment. UConn beat them up early. BYU was having a hard time. The most alarming stat of the whole game, by the way, BYU turned the ball over 2 times as many assists as they had. It was 14-7 turnovers to assists.
And the turnovers were like 11 in the first half,
yeah,
I think.
It was right. So they calmed down. A really young team to be able to calm down like that, lose a big, and still be able to figure it out down the stretch and almost pull off.
Well, yeah, wait a minute. They were down by what, 2?
Yeah.
And Rob Wright like slipped and turned the ball over, which
Yeah.
is so unlike of all people.
So unlike him.
Oh, I was praying for like an overtime because the game was awesome.
They even called it out on the announcement. He was like, of all the people to slip.
Yeah. Oh, he did say that?
Yeah. It was something along those lines. I mean, they're right. So,
It's so true of all
Robert Wright.
of all players.
Yeah.
Like him to do that, it kind of is what it is.
But yeah, I mean, look, like
they're good.
UConn dominated for 75% of that game. Caravan was amazing.
Yeah, and UConn being this good in November makes a lot of sense. They returned a lot of guys. Like, they're a smart team. They're well coached. The system is great. If they feel like a team of, I've said it about Gonzaga, a team of grown men in a way. They play physical. They play smart. The sets look beautiful offensively.
Yeah.
Defensively, they were amazing in the first half against BYU. Like, I'm not saying they won't get better and like, oh, this is what you get out of UConn and that's it. Like, they're incredible. They're awesome. The defense was the problem last year. So the defense being really strong this year says to me, great, stamp of approval. You can win the national championship because I know everything else they already have. And Silas Demery. Oh my God, Silas Demery was incredible. I watched him a lot at Georgia last year, and he was very good. It's a different beast playing in bigger moments for UConn. It's a much better team in a more refined role of efficiency a little bit. He was so good defensively. There were a couple of buckets down the stretch that he bully balled inside on one because he's strong. He's got that wide frame. And then he hit a little step back off a shoulder bump into a mid-range in the corner on the baseline. And I was like, man, like this is what they need. Every time UConn is good, dating back 20 years, they have a really good point guard. He feels a little bit like Tristan Newton was in Tristan Newton's first year when they won a national championship.
Yeah, he was really good in the first half too with all the BYU turnovers. There was a moment, and I forget exactly at what point in the first half it happened, but BYU turned it over, had a missed shot. They came down, Demery hit a 3. Then Demery turned them over again and got another bucket, and it was a quick 10-point swing just like that, and it felt like BYU was not able to recover until it was kind of too late in the game.
Yeah, and it's a good point. And he was a huge piece of that. Caravan, like you said, was really good.
4 for 4 from 3. Big man Alex Caravan.
He was 4-4. He's smooth. that man can shoot. I thought Terrace Reed was good for the most part also. Solo ball was not great.
No. They didn't need to be, though.
That's my point is that, like, Solo ball is their best scorer.
Yeah.
And he didn't do much.
8 points.
I think Jaden Ross and Jalen Stewart played really good roles, and them being deep also is really good. Like, I like Malachi Smith also coming off the bench. He wasn't great, but, like, I still like how he plays, and they're really, really good. I think behind Terrace Reed, they don't have front court players and size to rely on. Eric Riba, like, he's not good enough right now. They still don't have Braylon Mons to play.
Bro, this Wednesday game against Arizona is going to be
I know.
a lot of fun.
It's going to tell us a lot, too. Can they handle the physicality? Because BYU is not a big physical team.
No.
Arizona is, and this is going to tell us a lot about UConn's defense if it's for real, for real.
Yep.
Because if they look good against Arizona defending that size, then we'll have more conversations about them.
I think so.
All right, now let's get on to Purdue, Alabama.
Yeah. Sorry, that was my favorite game of the week. You skipped it.
Yeah, Purdue, Alabama was also incredible.
The return of TKR.
He's a crazy man. I think he's psychotic in the best way possible. I say that in a nice way.
Kind of have to be.
His first game of the year, Purdue. That's Purdue. The ability for them to close that game out. Let's talk about Braden Smith first. Holy shit. You won a National Player of the Year game. I'm pretty sure he shot like 7 of 19. It felt like he shot 19 of 19. He was incredible down the stretch of that game. Like, you want your National Player of the Year guy to actually be that level of dude, and you want to win a national championship, you need that guy on your team, and you need him to step up in those moments. He was unbelievable. He was incredible. He was so good down the stretch. He's so intelligent when he gets in the lane, using his body, slowing the pace down. And TKR was incredible, like you said.
Yeah.
His first game back, from the jump, I felt like he was like, it's fresh, like a fresh legs thing. He was diving on loose balls. He was clapping in people's faces. He's screaming all over the place, shot blocking a little bit. Like, he was everywhere, and I love that from him. So that was awesome to see. And I also think that him being healthy and playing, this is the team that Matt Painter tried to build, right? Like, they didn't have many bigs last year, but besides TKR, Jacobson was out for the year. So now with Jacobson back and obviously Oscar Clough, and now TKR inserted into the lineup, him being your 4 changes everything. It diversifies everything that Purdue was able to do in the 2 big sets. TKR playing off the short roll and then Clough on the post, where like Alabama's not obviously this massive team with great front court players anyway, and especially great defense. They really, really exploited them on the two set schemes and sets and whatnot.
TKR and Clough had 26 rebounds. Alabama had 28.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they got out. It was 52-28 on the board.
Braden Smith had damn near triple-double, I think, or something, right?
Yeah. It was 29, 7, and 4. 4 assists only.
Yeah, maybe I got that wrong.
By
the
way,
boards, I remember.
This whole season, I feel like, has been, oh, my God, look at that freshman performance. Koa Pete, Caleb Wilson, Darren Peterson. Is this the first, like, National Player of the Year candidate, non-freshman that showed up like this in a big game?
No. Even though they lost, JT Toppin had like 40 against Illinois.
I'm sorry.
He had like 40.
Sorry, JT.
We'll get to that game in a second, too.
Well, we haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah, we'll get there.
That was a great game.
We'll get there.
And he's amazing, too.
Braden winning the game down the stretch, because like it felt like JT Toppin's buckets were a little more, not empty, but like they were different.
Less meaningful, almost.
I mean, they lost. They lost. It is what it is.
But so this week, I think, was kind of like let's readjust things on the National Player of the Year scale. Relax, freshman. We're here to play. He was every bit of the preseason National Player of the Year.
As of recording this, Purdue is only up by 12 to Akron. Akron's very good. Very, very good mid-major
They're
team.
always good.
But they will win this game. They play Akron now. Then they have Memphis. And then they probably play Texas Tech in Baha Mar. Oh, yeah. We have ballroom basketball this week. Thursday is Baha Mar.
What says Feast Week more
than
possibly hitting a chandelier with a three-pointer?
Jeremy Roach almost did. Instead, he hit a buzzer beater last year to go to overtime and beat St. John's or win that game.
Those games are the best.
They are. That'll be fun. I hope we get Texas Tech Purdue. Oh, I think Texas Tech gets Wake, who has looked decent against Michigan. And then Purdue has Memphis. They should win. Memphis, not terrible. Although UNLV just beat Memphis. Did you see that?
I did.
So Purdue, Texas Tech would be awesome. National Player of the Year. It feels very, very much feels like the National Player of the Year race is already basically Braden Smith versus JT Toppin. They've both showed that early on that they're not going to let it be anybody else.
Nope.
The freshmen are great, but they can have some All-American dabble, and that's about it.
Yeah, he has to be so happy to have TKR back. I mean,
life is so easy.
They were so
life is easy, and I do think the Purdue wings got to step up a little more offensively. Obviously, Fletch is good, but Jakari Harris was like a little hot and cold for me.
Yeah.
But
you saw LeBaron Philon in person this week.
Last week.
Oh, sorry.
Last Saturday.
Right before
he's amazing. Did not play well this game.
No, I know, but Aiden Holloway did play well this game.
Aiden Holloway rocks. So much fun.
Give me LeBaron thoughts.
Not too worried. Someone said to me, like, oh, like, do you think if us, like, not playing our style and LeBaron not shooting so well and we almost beat Purdue is a good sign for us? I'm like, no, because they took him out of the game a little bit of his rhythm. I still think that, yeah, he was a little off, whatever, but he's taken out of his rhythm a little bit. And it doesn't make me worry about the team. It just doesn't mean that, like, oh, yeah, they can still win the national championship. I don't think that they are a title contender. That's mostly because of their style and how they play offensively and how it in turn affects them defensively too. But my thoughts are still the same on Alabama. They're a top 10 team in the country, like they were last year and like they have been, and they look really good. They look strong. But if you can take them out of their game, you can beat them. I have a great stat from my boy Joe Jackson. I don't know if you know him on Twitter.
I sure do.
He's amazing, Purdue guy. He said Alabama has only had 69. They only had 69 possessions against Purdue in that game. Their second fewest in the last 2 years. Purdue crossed half court when they were taking the ball up from the backcourt. 22 less on the shot clock, 27 different times, which was 40% of their possession. So you have 10 seconds to cross half court. Clock starts at 30. They're taking at least 8 seconds, if not 9 or very close to 10, 40% of the time. And I'm watching clips. Braden Smith literally has Aiden Holloway on like a 3/4 press, just a little bit. And he just kind of like shoulder bumps him, walks to the right, walks to the left, watches the game clock and the shot clock. Like, they know what they're doing. From the very jump, Matt Painter said, Braden, take every second you can to cross half court, then we'll get into a set. Because that's how Nate Oates likes to play, maximize efficiency by maximizing the amount of possessions you have.
And by the way, Alabama, to their credit, didn't turn the ball over a ton.
No.
They still put up, despite getting out-rebounded by, 24? They still put up the same amount of field goals. I mean, free throws were a disparity, but...
And it felt like at times Alabama would go on like hit like one shot. And I'm like, oh, they're probably still down 10. They're down 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wow, they're still... Because they score at will. They're amazing offensively.
Not concerned about Alabama.
No, I'm not really that concerned at all, but they'll be good. I mentioned it, Texas Tech, Illinois. That was one of my favorite games of the week.
I'm sorry, JD. I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
You.
Texas Tech, Illinois, one of my favorite games of the week. To me, they're both as certified top-tier contenders as you want them to be. I had more confidence in Texas Tech going into the season, but coming out of it, I mean, Illinois answered every question I had. And neither team was healthy.
No.
Luke Bamboye, starting center for Texas Tech, elite, one of the best shot blockers in the country, did not play. And then Illinois didn't have arguably their best player in Tomislav Ivicic, and they didn't have Mihajlo Petrovic, one of their playmaking Euro guards. They still looked great. David Mirkovic is everything for them. Yeah. He had after they played that game, he had a 20-20 game.
Yeah, I knew that.
And he's a quote-unquote freshman.
He's great.
He's so good. He's a good defender, too. He's physical. He's smart. With Tomislav, who can defend, and Big Z looked decent also. My questions for Illinois coming into the year were defensive questions. They have answered that, especially with Kylan Boswell. He's become one of my favorite players in the country. The second that he said he got switched on to JT Toppin for one possession on a screen, and it ended up working because he was fronting him and just giving him hell. And then he's like, you know what? I'm sticking on him. He's 6'2", guarding the 6'9" potential national player of the year.
Yeah.
And yes, JT Toppin had damn near 40, but if you go watch the tape back, he would have had 50 if Kylan Boswell didn't mark him at all the entire game.
I think it's really funny how Kylan Boswell makes a team of gigantic European players go.
Hilarious.
And you know what? It just really works because he's smooth.
Yeah.
They're smooth. It's a high IQ basketball team. Little Peja was unbelievable.
Andre was so good.
And by the way, he wasn't even shooting.
He doesn't really shoot a lot. He's so smooth getting downhill in the mid-range. His length, his playmaking off that when he gets inside also underneath. So good. Yeah. We're going to have to start calling him, I said, in the offseason, Kylan Boswalovic.
Yeah. You know what? It may be fitting. I'll watch all their games just to see Peja in the crowd.
Yeah, it's true. He was there.
Cool. He looked good. I mean, they looked.
And they're so deep. They're so deep. And now they are up to number 6 on KenPom, number 3 offense in the country, number 16 defense. That's everything you want. And if you have everybody healthy, Keaton Wagler was good also. They're freshmen. Their team is good. They're so much. We knew they were going to be deep, but they're deep with offensive and defensive options.
Yep.
I am cautiously thinking that Illinois is a certified national title contender.
We're going to find out damn quick because they get Alabama on Wednesday, and then in 2 weeks they get UConn and Tennessee.
Right. Can they win in a shootout, and then they play the exact opposite twice against UConn and Tennessee?
The Illinois-Alabama game may have 200 points.
Yeah, Illinois right now 70th in tempo, Alabama 4. So that'll be very interesting. It'll be a shootout for sure because Illinois can play that way. I like that they're playing on the slightly faster side, but not super, super fast. Yeah, I'm a big pace guy, obviously, but I like Illinois. I love them. It was fun to talk about the ball can block and be excited about them coming into the year. And here we are. They look unbelievable, and hopefully it ends up being good. Texas Tech, on the other hand, they're concerned. My one concern for them coming into the year, depth. They don't have their starting center. They're going to struggle. And again, definitely against a bigger size Big Ten team. Obviously, that's
even
not the best
without
matchup. Yeah, they're still massive.
Yeah.
That's not ideal. If Luke Bamboye is playing, if they were both teams are fully healthy, probably the same kind of outcome. Texas Tech battles. They're in a really good game. Illinois edges it out at home. I still fear it was so much of Lawan Watts, Christian Anderson, and JT Toppin, and then that's it. Sometimes you get a little bit of petty off the bench, but I don't know. It worries me a little bit about their depth where they get into foul trouble, a small injury, one guy's cold like Christian Anderson was because Kylan was so good on him initially. Andre Stojakovic played so well defensively against him. It worries me a little bit for can they be a national title team and even a Final Four team because you have to win game after game after game after game to get to a Final Four. And I love them. They have the guys to do it. They fought back hard in that game.
Yeah. Even
when it looked like small glimmer of hope. I still love Texas Tech. I still think they're a top 10 team in the country, but that depth is concerning. So
when does Mboy get back?
He played next game.
Okay.
So he's fine.
Good.
He's all good. So that's that one. One more game to go through, one more big game at least. Kentucky-Louisville. That was fun.
I was watching that game. like, look, I was excited for college basketball, but the crowd and the juice when you turn the TV on.
Oh my God! The second they tip the
The
ball
second
off.
you tip the ball off.
Yeah,
By the way, I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. The best mid-court logo in college basketball.
Yeah,
Bar
it's
none.
awesome. It's like an alternate retro logo of the bird dunking,
it's
right?
incredible. They
so
should
cool.
use it absolutely everywhere.
Right.
Speaking of incredible, they're guards.
I mean, remember when I was doing work in the off season and doing like backcourt videos and like fun off season lists. I'm like backcourt. I was like, I'm not gonna overthink this. I was like, Louisville is definitely the best backcourt in the country. They go as far as the guards, and people were like, Purdue and Alabama, the great guards, amazing guard play these teams have. Are you serious? Michael Brown is unbelievable. They have so many older, experienced, like potential player of the year in their conference level guards from all around the country, and their freshmen coming in against Kentucky in their biggest rivalry, one of the biggest rivalries in the sport. He just takes over. He's unbelievable. He's so good. He's so confident. He's so smooth. He can shoot 3-level scorer. He can play make. He's so good. And Ryan Conwell is just like you look up bucket in the dictionary.
I love Ryan Conwell. He's so smart.
Watching him play in the Big East, last year and being able to drop like 40 in the Big East tournament in MSG.
Yep.
Those kind of moments, I was like, oh yeah, he is legit.
Was that the Creighton game?
I think so.
Creighton? Yeah,
because like when he was at Indiana State, he was awesome, but they were like pretty balanced, and I was like, okay, maybe he can be like legit on the power level. He is it feels like he gets better and better as a scorer. He's unbelievable. And you didn't even see a lot of Adrian Woolley, Isaac McNeely, Javon Hadley. Like their backcourt is so good. And Sananda Fru was great for them. They're a big guy from Germany. Yep. So if they can get consistent front court play out of him, Ali Khalifa, dime, passing the ball out at that point.
They're really good.
They're good. Defense, question marks. Size, consistency, question marks. That's going to be the only thing that holds them back, if anything. It'll never be the guard play. Because if Mike Kell's not shooting well, he's going to have 10 assists and give it to Ryan Conwell or Woolley or someone else. So their guards are unbelievable. Kentucky, on the other hand, how do you feel about Kentucky after that?
I am a little concerned about Ortega.
How so? Like why after that game alone?
No, it's not. It's not after that game alone. It's been after all. It's like he just looks a little step slow. He's not defending the way he's. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a guy who was like you're like he could. People are saying he could be a dark horse national player of the year contender.
It's true.
He's not like to me. He's not first of all, he's not shooting that well. So we'll start there.
25% from 3, 46 from the field is fine, but 25 from 3 is bad.
25% from 3 is not going to work. It just doesn't feel like he's fully into it yet.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
I need that takeover ability.
I was going to say assertiveness. That was the word I was going to use. Like,
yeah.
I feel like he's not quite at the assertiveness level they need him to be if they're going to win games against teams like Louisville.
And there were moments last year. I remember vividly in SEC play, in the SEC tournament, I think it was, where he would just get on a damn hot streak.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about them offensively. I never have been, even if they go through small, whatever, like they'll be fine. My concerns are like, you have a go-to guy and how's your defense? Yeah. And neither have looked great. So they're still concerning. I feel like Kentucky, their ceiling might be the same as last year, which is a problem. Because, yeah, they'll be good. Maybe they sneak into like an Elite Eight Final Four, but like, that's not what they want with this team, spending $22 million and not even the money, just like being Kentucky and being the quality of team they have. I don't think Jaden Quaintance being healthy later in the year, if and when, I don't think that instantly changes their entire defense to be at the level they need it to be at.
The low injury, which we kind of talked about at the top in news and notes, could be like kind of a backbreaker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. Because then who do they go as their point? Like Colin Chandler's been playing pretty well, so he's going to have to play a lot of point. They'll probably get a lot of Jasper Johnson minutes, who I love. Yep. Good playmaker, Lexington native, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think we have them on the panic meter, so give me a quick gauge.
I don't. No, panic too. They'll be fine. Whatever. Like
I'm just checking in.
Yeah, no, because their fans know they want to win a national championship, so the answer is not a 1 or a 0. They need to improve a little bit there.
Sure.
So, let's do some mid-major stuff while we're at it. While we're talking about teams that were hot, mid-majors that are on fire. I wrote a few down. Do you want to start with? Legends? No.
Oh wait. No, we have a way to do it.
Oh, sorry.
Make sure you taught this.
It's like this. The UT Martin Skyhawks, baby. They have a little logo. It looks like a gang sign.
Let's go. We were taught this by Coach
Shulman, who will be on the show after this segment.
Probably
We'll get him
like
right on after this.
probably in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, UT Martin's been great.
We were just talking about like the smoothness and the intelligence and the athleticism of Illinois.
They're literally mid-major Illinois.
They're mid-major Illinois in the middle of absolute no. We've looked up how to get there because we feel like
we have to go.
It's our duty to do it. Coach Shulman told us that they're 3 hours from Nashville Airport, let alone 2.5 hours from the Memphis Airport.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
They're starting to get like the right level of national credibility here. The reason we're talking about them obviously is they beat Jaquan Johnson and Bradley pretty handedly at Bradley.
And they won at UNLV, so
they
putting it
beat UNLV
together
earlier in the year.
Now they play FSU.
They play Florida State in a couple days.
That's gonna be
different
fun.
Beast.
Yeah, you don't have to win the game. Just look good.
Just look good.
Just look good. Just keep doing.
I love what they're
doing
doing there.
They've been great.
I don't think he'll be at UT Martin for very long.
We'll see. Let me go on to another one. The Billikens of St. Louis.
These are your guys.
These are my dogs, and they just beat my other guys. Our GCU. Tyler, shout out Tyler, works on the podcast. We have to be GCU people, but St. Louis.
Lopes up, baby.
St. Louis looks so good. They're 4-0 right now. They just beat GCU. They have 6 double-digit scorers on their team. They're 8th in bench points in the entire country. They're 60th on KenPom. They look like the best mid-major in the country right now, St. Louis. Like, they look absolutely ridiculous so far. The big thing I wanted to say is about Robbie Avila. I want to pull up his stats real fast because he's playing a different role this year. I don't know if you've noticed. Last year, he's putting up 17, 7, and 4 assists, and his shooting percentages were fine, 49 from the field, 36 from 3. Could be worse for sure. This year, he's playing, for now at least, because they played bad teams, 9 less minutes. He's scoring 14 points a game, but he's shooting the ball at 57% from the field, 53 from 3, 60 from the free throw line. He's got to improve there. But he's shooting the ball very efficiently from range and all over the place. Still averaging, putting up 2 assists, 5 boards. He's been very good. He's still their hub and their best player. But the fact that they can rely on Amari McCautry and I forget what's his name, Ishan Sharma, I think his name is, or whatever. The fact that he can rely on another wing scorer like McCautry is huge. And the fact that they have more balance, more depth, more guys off the bench, like it's not all on him. And it feels like the St. Louis we're getting this year is the St. Louis that everyone wanted last year.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. And it definitely takes time, right? Like it takes time, a year sometimes for new coaches, new players, transfers, freshmen to take a turn. Like I talked about it a lot in the offseason where like coaches go to a new school. The first year, not always so pretty, but the second year, if you keep some of your guys, the second year you kind of turn things on. It's the same thing with UT Martin.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Josh Schertz, and there's this isn't breaking ground or breaking news here, but like he's a damn good basketball. He's a great basketball coach, and everybody knew it. Yeah. And like you said last year, he brought in Avila. People were expecting this from them last year. Just took an extra year. You know?
That's okay. And they're 4-0. Their tough games coming up are Santa Clara, Loyola Marymount, San Francisco. All tough games. After that, it's basically easy stuff in A10 play.
Yeah.
Right now, it's very early. They are on the path to building a potential at-large resume, 100%. If those games right there, Santa Clara, we'll talk about them too. They've been amazing. Santa Clara, Loyola Marymount, San Francisco. I mean, if you win all 3 of those, and then you're going to go undefeated into A10 play, you're looking at an at-large bid if you take care of business enough in conference play. Will they do that? TBD, obviously.
I think this is a perfect transition to the team that I picked to win the A10.
GW.
Who also, we'll talk about in a second,
they rock.
I think have a path to an at-large.
They're also 4-0 right now.
They have 6 guys averaging double figures.
Yeah, and Garrett Johnson's only played 2 games, but he's one of those guys, but it's 6 double-digit scorers is fantastic.
And you got Boo Boo Benjamin.
Boo Boo Benjamin. Rafael Castro has been great. They're
Amazing.
big. They're strong. They're athletic. They're 4-0. They beat you at USF, South Florida, who is a good team.
This weekend, by the way.
Who they play?
So they're actually, so we talked about how Feast Week is like kind of starting at the end of this week.
Yeah.
In a ballroom in Grand Cayman.
Who they play? Okay,
they play 3 games in 3 days. McNeese, Middle Tennessee State, Murray State.
Oh, they play all 3 of them?
They all play each other.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
They all play each other down there.
That's going to be great.
We're going to talk about it in the sicko schedule because it starts on Sunday. But McNeese, Middle Tennessee State, Murray State, and GW all play each other
all
in 3
tough,
days.
all good mid-major teams, all tough games. That, to your point, like
hypothetically, if they sweep them.
And they can't, but these games they can't afford to lose.
I know.
Cannot afford to lose them.
If they beat all 3 of them, They're going to win every game till they play Florida in early December.
No bid A10. You could have a 3-bid A10.
I'm getting chills. I've been hoping for a 3-bid A10.
So that would
years.
mean, and Dayton lost to Cincy. That would have been a huge win for them. But realistically, it means that VCU, who lost to Utah State, you could get in with that, but you probably won't. St. Louis and GW win out to conference play, that means. And then you need VCU or Dayton or someone else to win the A10.
Right. Look, the GW way, and the reason I picked them was because they're deep, they play hard, they beat up teams, they're really hard to beat because of how deep. I mean, they're playing exactly how you want them to be.
They're holding opponents to 26% from three. That's a nightmare to play against. And they're not even like this defensive mastermind team. Shout out Coach Chris Caputo, though.
I mean,
Coach Caputo.
Yeah.
They're really good. A couple other teams I want to mention. Talked about Santa Clara real fast. They're playing St. Louis this week. They beat McNeese. They beat Nevada handily, and they whooped Xavier, who has not been good, but they kicked their ass. They kicked their ass. That's a power team. They're top 50 in size, third in block percentage in the entire country at 22% because Bucky Oboye is playing like 12 minutes a game, averaging over 3 blocks a game. How is that possible? How is that possible?
I'm laughing because it's funny.
And their man from the G League, Thierry Darlan, comes off the bench. He's averaging like 7 and 7 or something like that. So I feel like there's a higher ceiling with Santa Clara. The WCC is kind of lit. St. Mary's has been amazing.
I have a problem with covering them in this section.
Because they're playing bad teams?
No, because they're barely even mid-major anymore.
No, they're a mid-major team. Okay. They have like 4,000 kids at their school, if that.
Okay, fine.
In Moraga, California.
They're beating the crap out of everybody. I know.
But they always do this, but more than ever.
I know.
So St. Mary's looks really good. Santa Clara looks really good. 2 WCC schools, 2 A10 schools. We talked about UT Martin, and I want to mention Yale. They have been amazing. They're 3-0. They're dominating teams. Nick Townsend is legitimately maybe the best mid-major player in America. He's so good. He does everything for them.
Before week 1, I talked about Yale versus Navy. They beat the pants off Navy.
Yeah, exactly. And then they beat Quinnipiac and someone else. Right now, Yale is 10th in true shooting percentage in the entire country. Riley Fox is shooting 67% from 3, scoring 19 points a game. They have 4 double-digit scorers. Their 4 double-digit scorers are 6'6", 6'6", 6'7", and 6'10".
Wow.
That's insane.
Those are some big dudes.
And let's go through their schedule real fast because they might go undefeated.
They play Alabama.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry, they won't go undefeated. They play Rhode Island, Green Bay, Vermont.
UIC. Turn around.
Yeah, UIC. D3 schools, then UIC, Albany, Alabama, then
Alabama's the one.
They won't get an at-large bid, but hypothetically, they play Alabama, they lose by 10, say, randomly.
Sure.
They lose by 10. They win out every single other game. One loss, they have to be an at-large team, right? No matter what?
If they beat teams up like they are, maybe.
If they win every single game in the Ivy League and only lose to Alabama on the entire season, and they lose in
the finals to
I know what the record would be.
Harvard or
they'd
something.
be 25-1,
and they lose to Harvard,
or 26-2 in the. You're right. Lose to Harvard.
I hope so.
Yeah.
With 4 guys over 6'6" who are scoring double-digit points.
They're really good, Yale. They're really, really good.
I feel terrible for whatever power conference team plays them
in the tournament. Like we do every year for Yale, but
yes, but it's
this is
November
different this year.
It's different.
They're
legitimately good.
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge. This is a big part of it. So I'm excited to see that.
This is Coach Jones is
they're in the tournament every year
season there, or something like that. I mean,
they go to the tournament every single year too.
This is Coach James Jones' 26th season at Yale.
Crazy, and they never really put it together until 2016. They went to the tournament. And then 2019, 2022, and then 24 and 25. So this will be the third year in a row they got there. They've been a 13 seed 2 years in a row. They had 10 losses 2 years ago and 8 losses last year. I would bet that they don't have that many losses this entire season.
Crazy.
I would bet that they have less than 8 losses on the entire year after the tournament's done.
Not even a question.
Yeah. They'll lose to Alabama. Probably I think they're going to have 3 or 4 losses at the end of the regular season.
So go get some New Haven pizza and
go watch Yale. We might have to. Yale, Harvard would be sick. Speaking of mid-majors, we're going to get on to the good stuff now. Coach Jeremy Shulman at UT Martin. People say America's team. They're kind of like the world's team right now.
They're everybody's team.
Really, really cool segment. He's an awesome guy. I hope you guys enjoy it. Listen to the entire thing. And then we'll be back to finish up the episode after that with a couple more segments. All right. Now we got a very special segment for Blue Blooded in the Pod. If you guys know, and if you've been listening to us, we got our good man, head coach Jeremy Shulman at UT Martin, the Skyhawks legend. So I mean, I can't even control my excitement. We're thrilled to have you here. I appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. I mean, you think you're excited. I am so fired up for this. I mean, I'm just so grateful that you guys have me on.
For sure. Yeah, you guys have been kind of one of the stories of mid-major basketball right now. You were predicted to be literally one of the worst teams in the country by every analytical site. And at UNLV, you win an easy game after that. And then at Bradley are massive wins. And now the country's kind of taking notice. Biggest thing, I know you come from the JUCO level at East Florida State, and you kind of brought some of your guys with you before that. But I want you to I want to give you the floor to kind of share with the country and the audience around the nation, and I guess around the globe with your guys' team also, just a little bit more about you, where you come from, so that they can really hear from you.
Well, I appreciate it. I just, we're different here. I'm a different dude. I've always thought about doing things differently. I think I'm the only coach in the entire country who, as a head coach, has never coached at any NCAA level before until getting the job at UT Martin last year. And so I'm grateful that our athletic director, Kurt McGuffin, saw the same vision during the hiring process and gave me a shot in the first place to be on here. But I just love what we're building. We want to do it differently. We've got obviously 13 international guys. I think it's 11 or 12 scholarship international guys. We've got 8 freshmen on the roster. I want to build something different. I want to build something long-term sustainable. Even last year, I would tell people they think I'm crazy. And again, I probably am a little crazy, but I tell everyone I want to build the next Gonzaga. I don't want to just use this as a stepping stone. I don't want to just win, just quickly. I don't want to just take old guys. I want to build something long-term. I want to build something that can help the entire, communities. What can put Martin, Tennessee on the map? What can bring more jobs, more commerce, more doctors, more restaurants into Martin, Tennessee and Weakley County, Obion County. Murray, Kentucky looked just like Martin, Tennessee 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. And the success of the basketball program at Murray State has just revolutionized that city, that town. And again, it's brought in commerce. And so I want to do the same thing here for Martin and for Weakley County and neighboring counties like Obion County. So I'm very passionate about what we're doing. Again, it's a little different, it's a little weird, but I love it.
Hey, and you got to be different, I think, especially at the mid-major levels, and with guys getting poached all over and different avenues of recruiting now. And it's tougher for mid-major schools, especially lower major conference schools like yours. Like, it's not easy to recruit guys, and luckily the international pool has and JUCO pools have kind of given you that platform. I love to hear you say that, because I think a lot of coaches will say something similar, like, "Oh, I want to build something long-term," but they won't go into that much detail. Like, I can feel the passion, and most coaches will admit, like, yeah, they're at stepping stones at the mid-major level. They're trying to get to the next level, just like players are now with the portal era and how much the high turnover rates all over, even with coaches. But that's awesome to hear, and it's a great comparison about Murray State also. Yeah. Like, before like the jaw stuff, like it was really hard in 2019. It was really hard to remember anything about Murray State. They had a couple of on and off years, and then 2019 really, really put on the map. And now they're one of the better mid-major programs in the country. Talk to us about the international guys. We got I think it's 11 scholarship guys, like you said, 13 on the roster total. Like, first off the court, and on the court too, does everyone obviously speaks English. Are there ever language barriers?
Not that often. We do tell our guys we don't want a bunch of different languages spoken. In the locker room or around each other. Like, we want to speak one language. And that's UT Martin basketball language. So we say it doesn't have to be English, but I'll tell you what, you better know what a bingo is. You better know what a sharp is. You better know what our language is. And so, our guys are just so connected. I think it's something that like really bonds our guys together, that we have this commonality of all being different and all being from different countries and being from far away. And I think that helps our guys, really unify. Because no one's really an outsider, because in some ways we're all outsiders, and I just love it. But I just, as far as international stuff, I fell in love with it years ago. My wife is from Latvia in Northeastern Europe. She was an all-conference volleyball player at UCF. So she's definitely the athlete in the family. And so she was just, she's just amazing. And so when I went out to, see Latvia for the first time, and when I went out to meet her parents, we're out there in Latvia, and of course I'm a basketball junkie, so I'm like looking for ESPN. I want to watch this stuff. NBA playoffs are going on, but it's like I can't remember. It's like probably 3:00 in the morning, with the time change and everything. And so I don't know how to watch, and it's hard to even find the playoffs. So I'm trying to figure out where am I going to watch games. Well, EuroLeague is on. And so I don't know much about EuroLeague at the time. It's like 2014 now, so I don't know a lot about it. I start watching these games. I'm watching CSKA Moscow. I'm watching Panathinaikos. I'm watching Partizan. And I just fall in love with the brand of game. It's like watching college basketball with the pageantry, with the excitement, the passion, the coaching, the just everyone cares about every moment of every game, but also with professional players and these older guys, and some are aspiring NBA guys, some are just long-term Euro pros, some are even former NBA guys. And I fell in love with the style of play. And ever since 2014, I just year in year out tried to apply a little bit more of the European game to what we did. Always a little fear, could we go all in with an all-international roster and be successful at Eastern Florida? And finally, my last year, I just said, you know what? I'm just going all in. And so we went all in, and we just – we had one of the best years I'd ever had at Eastern Florida. Obviously took the same thing with us here at UT Martin. So we're going to always go like 90% international.
Yeah, that's crazy to hear where it came from. And I was going to ask you anyway, like, you can see the international flair on the court. I think that's why you guys are so good. Everyone has craft on the ball and vision. They can put the ball down and create, especially your starting five, all from Eastern Europe. And it's like a matchup nightmare almost. Go a little more into detail, if you could, about like the specific schemes and sets you can kind of create with guys like that can all have the balls and all of the ball in their hands because they have that European craft.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is, we want to just be unselfish. And I know I could go into all these X's and O's, but the X's and O's don't really matter because it's really just about our guys and unselfishness. And that's the hardest thing, especially nowadays. Everyone always loves to score. Everyone always loves points. And now with the portal and everything else, like points are so important and everything else. But like our culture, our guys, we celebrate the pass more than the points. We celebrate maybe even the pass that led to a pass that led to a drive that led to a pass that led to an assist, and we call it the power of the pass. So that's a huge thing in our program. And so we want to celebrate that above who scores. My assistant coaches will say, look at a box score after the game and say, oh my gosh, did you see how many so-and-so? I said, I have no idea. I don't care. I don't even look at the box score. I'm probably the only Division I coach that doesn't even look at the box score. They'll hand me a box score at the media timeouts, and I'm going to look at like the turnovers. I might look at the offensive rebounds, and I'll put it down. And I have no idea how many points someone had because I don't care. Because I tell our guys, they're our points. And so that way it doesn't matter if someone made the pass, even made the assist, made the hockey assist, or if you even scored the bucket, they're our points. We just want to hunt our shots, get the right shots, get in the right rebounding position, and let's just score as a team. And that's not an easy thing to do, nowadays, especially with social media and everything celebrating, scoring and all that. But we just power the pass, baby, power the pass.
Hey, Coach Shulman, your biggest fan here. You had the same flair last year, right? Like a lot of the same international guys. Maybe it didn't connect as well. Like what's the difference you think between last year and the early success you guys have had this year in terms of finding the right equation on the court?
Well, a couple of things. One, and I loved our team last year. Loved our team, but for one, we were like 8 possessions away from being a 22-win team. And so we're 14-19, which was still the 8th most wins in school history, which is wild.
That's crazy.
Wow. Wild. I had no idea until my SID told me that after the season. I'm like all like disappointed and down because we're like 14-19, and he's like, it's the 8th most wins in history. We were close last year, but we didn't have any returning players. And this year, I think the biggest thing is, Fon Trink, Andrea Bukmarovic, Lamine Young, AJ Hopkins, et cetera. These guys, Phil Radakovich, we have returning players. And the rest of the country, which is why we're so low in Ken Palmer preseason ranks, they look at the stats on those guys and say, oh, well, that's all they're returning. And then no real portal guys, or no one that had numbers in the portal, only took 2 total. And so no one knows. But the reality is for us, the fact that those 5 guys had played in our system, knew what we're doing, could help lead the newcomers coming in on to power the pass and to how we play this unique defense and how probably weird and crazy I am, like guys, I'm not for everyone. Like I'm kind of this weird dude. Like I tell our guys the most important thing is love and the relationship we all have above wins and losses. And some players don't give a shit about that. I probably can't say shit on.
You can say whatever you
Sorry
want
about that, but yeah.
This is a free. You can say whatever you want here. I'm not gonna. Your media guys might say differently, but you're good here.
That's amazing. So just having those 5 returnees, plus Pedro Santos redshirt last year, plus Lucas Williams was a walk-on who's redshirting this year. But having those 5 returnees, to me, that's the biggest difference. There's experience. There's guys that can tell our new guys, how we do things and what they expect. And so, that's the big difference.
Yeah, continuity is so underrated in college basketball these days, especially as more and more teams rely on the portal. Continuity becomes more and more significant and important from the top down. Teams like Purdue and San Diego State at the top of the country who return so many guys. Like Purdue is obviously amazing. We're talking the day after they just beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. And even the mid-major level, I think that's why mid-majors get underrated, where Drake last year is a good example. They had a lot of their guys at Northwest Missouri State. They had a lot of their guys at Drake. Now a lot of them are at Iowa. There's continuity there. Bradley, a good team that you guys played against. Jaquan Johnson wasn't great last year, but Duke Dean graduates. They have him step up, and that's continuity. They can play through a guy that is there. So that's a good point. You mentioned before you don't look at box scores, whatever. We got to talk about Andrea a little bit right now. The man is shooting the lights out, score. He's putting up 20 a game right now. He's playing at astronomical levels. Last year, he put up, I think, 6 points a game. Where has the jump been in his game this year?
I'm just so proud of Andrea. Andrea's, I love all of our guys. Andrea in some ways is one of my personal favorites. So I recruited him a few years ago when I was at Eastern, and I went out to Belgrade in person to recruit. Mm-hmm. And there was a workout. Some of my scout friends have put together a workout, about 30 guys out there. And so there's this random kid who basically was a last-minute invite, does not live in Belgrade, lives in extreme rural Serbia, Shanica, which was a 5-hour trip to Belgrade. And it's not very easy to get around out there it would be. 5 hours here, all big interstates, easy. So he wakes up 5 in the morning to get to this workout, and even my scout friends barely knew him. And I just fell in love with Andrea at this workout. And nobody even knew who he was for the most part, but you could just see his energy, his toughness, his character. Then I meet his parents had taken him. His parents don't speak a lick of English. They're the sweetest. You could just tell with their body language. They're so kind, so sweet. And so I told Andrea, I said, listen, I have to sign you at Eastern. I know no one knows about you. You're this under the radar guy. You're my guy. I have to sign you. And so he ends up coming to Eastern. His work over the last 3 years, he's just a sponge. Here's the other thing. He'd only been playing organized basketball for 2 years before we took him at Eastern. He started at 15 years old. We signed him when he was 17, so he's still a young junior. Mm-hmm. His work ethic is unbelievable. He's a sponge. He's always watching film with me. He buys into every weird thing that I teach, every attention to detail. I'm neurotic about footwork, and I'm sure there's a lot of players that are okay, can I just go score the ball? And I'm listen, your weight distribution wasn't right. Your knee flexion wasn't where it needs to be. Your ankle dorsiflexion wasn't where it needed to be. We have to do this better. And Andrea just buys into all that micro all the time. And he just works and works and works. And I'm so happy to see him have the success because he's earned every bit of that.
Yeah, he definitely has. And a lot of the guys have, you mentioned Trinka before, and a lot of the guys have been playing well. Back to the defensive system that you kind of mentioned. Defensively, you guys are turning over other teams at an incredible rate. We'll get into the concerns about turnover on the offensive end in a second, but turnover, you're forcing a ton of turnovers out of teams. I feel like obviously Modest is 6'9". He's not a massive center, but everywhere else you have very, very good positional size and length. And it kind of reminds me of UC San Diego last year, where they were small in the big spot, but they were big everywhere else. How has that kind of helped you start to turn over teams like that? Because Bradley had a million turnovers against you guys in the second half, and that's kind of why you won. But also, is that part of the system? What are you trying to scheme up out of that?
By the way, you keep bringing up all my crush teams. Okay, Purdue is my biggest crush team. Okay. I got to know Coach Painter when I was helping out as an assistant coach with USA under-19 basketball in 2017. Coach Cal was head coach. Coach Painter was assistant. And Coach Painter was so nice and kind to me. I just wanted to get guys coffee. I'm the no-name JUCO guy on the staff. He had breakfast with me every single day at training camp in Colorado Springs. Unbelievable person. So watching how he builds programs and just trusts his eyes, doesn't always take the highest recruited guys, stays true to his system instead of just shaking talent. My number one crush program out there is Purdue. And then you bring up, Ben McCollum. And I've tried to study, Coach McCollum for years. And now UC San Diego, we implemented so much of their offense. I think it was 2020. we implemented a lot of their spacing and the way they play, with a 5 that can also pick and pop and shoot, and where some of the cutting comes from. So you keep picking like all my crush teams. It's amazing.
Locked in, baby. I'm locked in.
It's unbelievable. And so I don't even know what the question was anymore because
about turning teams over defensively, having positional size.
So I thought that was, you asked other changes from last year. Obviously a big thing was having returnees. The other thing was we especially at Division I didn't realize how huge and old everyone was when I got here last year. And so outside of the 5 spot, we want to continue to get bigger with positional size. And I think we have that. We've got a 6'5" point guard, even though he's an 18-year-old freshman. We've got, obviously, even Avon Trinka, who's one of our shortest players, is 6'2", but really strong and a great athlete. Obviously, we've got a bunch of 6'7" guards. We just want to be positional size. We want to get deflections, like everyone says, deflections. We switch a lot of things, obviously. I'm huge into switching. I don't know if anyone switches as much in the whole country as we do. We switch so much, it almost looks like a matchup zone. I've had a lot of fans who say, man, your matchup zone's hard to go against. I'm like, well, not really matchup zone, but, and we want to create some turnovers. We want to, again, kind of be weird in where and when we trap at times. And we still have more to still show. Like, we haven't even shown everything that we want to put in defensively, but I think that's a big thing. Obviously, you mentioned offensively, we got to cut down on our turnovers. But
it's at a crazy rate right now. I know you know that.
It's very, very, very way.
Don't remind him, Ryan.
What do you mean? This is we're open and transparent about everything here.
100%,
no,
100%.
we don't cut corners.
100%.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say, Coach Shulman, different tests coming up this time, right? You get Florida State next week. Talk about size. I think this is the first year they don't have a 7-footer in like 10 years, it feels like. So what's the strategy going into a game like that? Obviously on the road, nice environment, ACC school. Tell me more.
Well, first off, we're excited about it because Leonard Hamilton, their Hall of Fame coach, played at UT Martin. And so that's the reason we have this game scheduled. Coach Hamilton, the moment I got the job, reached out to me, and we started to build a friendship. And so I really wanted to play this game at Florida State, kind of to honor him. Obviously, he'll be at the game. A few weeks ago, he came up and spoke to our team up here in Martin. And so, he was the first black player ever to play at UT Martin. He's a UT Martin Hall of Famer here. You guys, he's a phenomenal human being. And so that's the why behind the Florida State. And they're really good. Listen, they're like, we watched obviously the Florida game, and they had defending national champs Florida beat. Like, Florida State's really, really good, but we'll come into it the same way we did these others, which is, we just want to get better. And crazy enough, but that's how we came into UNLV. That's how we came into Bradley. We didn't really talk about winning the game. We just talked about, let's just win every possession. Let's keep getting better. Let's take care of the ball a little more. Let's be better in our rotations defensively. Let's always be in the right spot. Let's make the right reads. Let's be even more unselfish, offensively. Let's really try to take care of the ball. And you're going to hear me say about 10 more times. Let's really try to take care of the ball a little more.
Power of the pass, baby.
Power of the pass. Not to the other team, just to our own teammates.
Yeah.
So, that's really cool. That's really cool. I was going to say, I didn't know that about Coach Hamilton.
Yeah.
And Coach Shulman, I don't know if you know this about you, but you're a little bit of a ghost on the internet. You have a Wikipedia page. There's not much about it. So I actually just learned that you previously coached at a school better known on Last Chance U for their football school at EMCC. Yeah, Ryan didn't even know this.
Yeah.
He was an assistant coach at EMCC before he went to Eastern. How does Coach Jeremy Shulman end up at UT Martin?
I appreciate it. I'm so thankful for Kurt McGuffin, the athletic director here, for taking a chance, because I definitely took a different route. I started my own AAU program in 97, 98 and coached that for 10 years. I was the youngest coach in AAU history in Tennessee, and just did that for a long time, and passed on Division I assistant offers just to stay there, even though I was making no money, just because I just loved what I was doing. And obviously then East Mississippi for 3 years, and Mark White was my head coach, and now Mark is an assistant for me here at UT Martin. And so it's pretty cool having him on staff. And after he gave me my first, college opportunity at East Mississippi, and his ex-wife was actually Brittany, the academic advisor, who became the star of.
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
Yes, that's his ex-wife, and they
No
were.
way.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
We're
so-
gonna need a UT Martin documentary next, obviously. So.
Yeah, actually, hey, it's funny. The guys at Last Chance U had reached out to us numerous times at Eastern Florida and wanted to pivot this before they did the I guess it's East LA. They wanted to do it in Eastern Florida, and unfortunately, the higher ups at Eastern Florida decided no. But I
Damn,
want it so bad.
this is
I hope
okay.
Maybe I'll call those guys up, see if they'll do it at the Division I level. We'll do it
Yeah,
there.
well, and also maybe we'll produce something internally here, but then maybe too many people would know about you and then be able to figure things out. So I think it's all meant to be how it's meant to be. Last thing before we let you go real fast, you guys talk about goals at all long term this season. Obviously, you could say, whatever. We take it day by day, game by game. Of course, you schedule these good opponents to get you ready for OVC play because your goal is probably to win the OVC, get to March. Is there anything specific that you guys are working towards?
Well, I mean, again, we don't really want to talk all about the wins and losses part, but I mean, there is obviously UT Martin's never been to the NCAA tournament. I mean, we obviously want to win the OVC regular season title. We want to win the OVC tournament title and get to the NCAA tournament. Because again, I mean, what can that do for the community? What can that do for Martin? What can that do for the university? I mean, that's obviously a huge goal for us. But I mean, we just want to, honestly, we tell our guys daily, we want to build the best relationships in our program possible. Like, that's number one. If I don't show our guys enough love, if we don't like really work on that daily, then I haven't succeeded. I mean, I tell our guys, you want to recruit them. That's always my number one above anything else. Number two, we want to make memories that are going to last a lifetime. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. I mean, they're not going to remember every win and loss, but they're definitely going to remember, that trip to Las Vegas. They're definitely going to remember, the brotherhood and the friendships that they'll make, forever. And number three, we want to develop, and that's player development. That's also, team development. So from a team aspect, our goal is we want to just get better as the year goes on. If we played the best basketball we've ever played all year in March, and our next best basketball we've ever played all year in February, and then obviously the next before that in January, then we've done our job, and hopefully that'll lead to good results on the scoreboard. But I mean, that's what we talk about daily. It's just how can we get better?
Yeah, I love that. And listen, if I was a player, you got me bought in, especially if anyone listening out there is a young recruit overseas. I'm just, this is probably
I'm getting like major hustle vibes of Adam Sandler, like you in Belgrade.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking of it as like you in between apartment buildings with like a concrete hoop and
pickup game.
Look, Coach, with all this attention, I don't know if you know this, but your fashion is a little bit question right now on Twitter. Do you have any, what is your approach to game day outfits? Because I think there was some grays that didn't match last time, and people were not thrilled about it.
You look, for the record, I thought you looked fine. Some people have maybe bad taste where they're just being sticklers about it.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go again. This is like everything's going to be candid on here all the time. Like I'm never going to hold anything back. The first one is the hairs, because both my sons have long hair, and so they wanted me to grow it out. I don't know if this might be a terrible look. I have no idea.
I like the hair.
Hair's
but
fine.
My sons want it. Okay, with the suits. Okay, so I'm now 46. Okay, and I'm plant-based, so I don't eat meat. I try to stay in shape, but I haven't been working out as much as I need to. And also, that plant-based has been a little bit more pizza than it probably needs to be fruits and veggies. A couple of my suits don't fit anymore. Just all candid. They don't fit. So my suit selection is a little less. And then also going into, the last, game, like I've got to go to a dry cleaner for a few of the things I have. So I was very limited. And so some of what I wear is going to be what's available at this point. So.
Just to be clear, wasn't either of us. And I don't know if you saw it, but there was people are watching you now, and you're a cool story. So more eyes on the outfit. You got to keep that in mind.
I take it all. Hey, I'm never going to be as well dressed as Rick Pitino. I'll tell you that.
That's the all white suit might look good on you.
Yes, I need an all orange suit. That's what I need. I need an all orange suit. If I could find one, I would absolutely wear an all orange suit.
I was going to say, I'm a Maryland grad. I'm not bringing it up because of that, but when Buzz gets the vest with the patterns of the school he's at, or the big yellow, you should do something orange.
I think it's so cool. I definitely should go that route a little bit more. So
your college basketball fans will appreciate that you're a suit guy in general, because after the pandemic, when everyone was kind of getting more casual with quarter zips and stuff, the classic traditional, like, we love suits people are still out there, very, very in majority in college basketball. So
I love it. It's not even, I don't know if you noticed, I actually let my staff wear quarter zips, and as long as they're all matching. So my staff, you'll see even at home games, they'll wear all quarter zips together as long as
we're gonna have to.
But I told them I've got to do the suit. Like, I've got to do the sport coat. I've got to do the suit. Like, now I do like wearing the sneakers with it though. I'm not a dressy guy.
You have to, for sure. I like that. We'll have to come out to Martin, Tennessee, and find a way through the 2 or 3 hour drive from Memphis to Nashville or something. We at this point we have to come out. Like, people on social media, we have to come out. They're telling us to. So no, but we appreciate you coming on. I'm happy we got connected, and we're excited for you. You know that. We know we love sharing about it, and I'm excited to see where your season comes.
No, thank you guys so much. And again, listen, this was like a lot of like pressure for me because you guys are so phenomenal and your energy is incredible. I just hope I lived up to your expectations on this interview.
Have exceeded, I'm not even gassing or glazing or anything. Like, you have exceeded expectations beyond belief. So don't worry.
Okay, great.
You're good. But hey, appreciate you. Good luck against FSU on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Tuesday.
Yep,
beyond that, we're looking out for OVC.
Go Skyhawks. There's a little Skyhawk logo.
Oh, wow.
Hold on.
I feel like I'm going to mess that up if I do.
Go Skyhawks.
Go Skyhawks.
Love that. That's sick.
There we go. Sweet. All right, Coach. Appreciate you again. All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
That was the man himself, head of UT Martin, Jeremy Shulman. Awesome guy, awesome coach, super likable, super intelligent, and super unique in how he does things. It was awesome talking to him.
I legitimately smile thinking about them every time.
He's great. We're going to try to get out to Martin, Tennessee this year against SIUE, right? They're good.
Yeah, they're
good. That'll be a fun one. Hopefully we can get out there to go see the prospective OVC champions, Skyhawks, baby. But really cool to see. Really good story. Watch them against FSU on Tuesday.
Yeah.
This week of dropping this episode. Let's get on to Panic Meter, and then we will do homework of schedule and Q&A, and we'll get out of here. Okay, Panic Meter for this week. Let's start with the general one, the Big East.
Oh, boy. Maybe like a 6.
Oh, 9.5 for me.
You think so?
I mean, they might have 2 tournament teams.
I was gonna say 6.5, 7.
The conference is awful. Creighton got mollywopped by Gonzaga. Gonzaga's great, but Creighton got mollywopped.
That is a great word.
Mollywopped?
Mollywopp's a great word.
Creighton got mollywopped and manhandled by Gonzaga.
That's the problem.
Xavier's getting their ass kicked right now. Marquette lost to Maryland, and they lost to someone else too before that.
They didn't just lose to Maryland. They lost to a completely banged up Maryland.
Providence Providence has lost to Virginia Tech and now Colorado, so they're at large. Hopes are done.
Can I edit my panic meter to a 7.5?
Sure.
7.5.
But yeah, the Big East is in trouble. They're like, hold on.
It's basically UConn, St. John's. Who's the third? Is it Villanova?
It's
Who's
Creighton.
the third best team?
It's Creighton for now. Maybe it's Creighton for now, or maybe Nova. But like, here's the problem: is that Nova lost that game to BYU. They don't look amazing. Georgetown, that's the third best team. Georgetown looks pretty good.
Oh, you stole one of our Q&A questions for later.
Oh, Georgetown looks pretty good. I won't lie.
So too.
I'm cautious, but I mean, they're undefeated right now.
But I guess to your point, that's bad.
Yeah, exactly. So it's UConn at the top, small gap to St. John's, and then the huge gap. To be fair, like, Creighton's playing at Players Center this week. Maybe the Gonzaga game was like, oh my God, we were not ready for that.
Who do they play out there?
Go look it up.
I'm going to look real quick.
But maybe it was like, we're not ready for that. So
Baylor and Iowa State.
Not going to be easy. So, like, right, you could come out of Vegas next week and be like, oh my God, Creighton is not going to be in the tournament for the first time in I don't know how many years. They're in the tournament every year. So that's not good. Marquette doesn't look good. Providence doesn't look good. Great. Xavier looks awful. Seton Hall, DePaul, Nova looks okay. It's just Georgetown. Like, the Big East is in deep doo-doo. So, like, the Big East is going to be worse than the Mountain West at this point.
Yeah. I wish we could go. I wonder what we said on the podcast. I'm pretty sure I said I was down on them, but not quite this down.
Yeah. All right, let's do specific teams in the Big East real fast to go off of that.
Okay.
Where are you panicking at with Providence?
I'm at like a 7, and the biggest reason, I said this when we previewed the Big East, my biggest concern is that if things go south to begin the season, that entire fan base and program is going to turn on Kim English.
Yeah.
And they are like, they play Wisconsin at next week, so not this week coming up, and they play Penn State this week at the end of this week. They are like right on the line of this getting really ugly.
They are. Penn State, Wisconsin, and Butler. Oh, Butler's Biggies. Whoops. Penn State, Wisconsin, and then I guess Rhode Island. Like, is there a path to an at-large bid? They would have to do amazing in conference play.
Yeah.
So
And
unlikely.
and they just can't defend. Like, it's that simple.
I know. And like, it's what's crazy is that the Virginia Tech game, they were a millimeter away from winning that game and not even going to overtime.
Yep. They give up 97 points to Colorado.
Yeah, it's bad. My panic's at like a 6 and I'll say 7 because they need to be a tournament team. Like that's the goal for them. Their quality is there. They're on a track way below that right now. They don't need to be this amazing team, so that's why I'm not like a 9 or a 10. But it's a 7 because it's not good, and they're trending in the very, very, very wrong direction right now. So I don't like that at all. Let's throw Xavier in there while we're at it. I'll go 10 because their season is cooked.
I don't even need to pull it up. 10.
Yeah, their season's cooked. Marquette.
9.
Yeah, they're not good.
I think it's becoming very evident that whatever Shaka Smart's transfer portal planning is wrong.
I got some shit talked on me on Twitter when I posted about how like Shaka Smart hasn't brought in transfers really since Omax Prosper and Tyler Kolek in like 2022, I think it was, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, dog, like you need to hit the portal. Their team has gotten worse every single year since then. Every single year from the Kolek year and the Omax and then down and down and down and down. They've gotten worse every single year just because they're like, we just got to rely on guys internally. Yes, Cam Jones was great. Tyler Kolek was great. Chase Ross is good. He can't do this alone, and he's not as good as Cam Jones and Tyler Kolek. So
now look, the difference between them and all the other teams we just talked about is they still have enough games to build a resume here. They get Dayton, they get Oklahoma, they get Wisconsin, and they get Purdue all in the next 3 weeks.
Got to win one of those Wisconsin-Purdue games.
Have to.
And
you have to at least – you probably have to beat both Dayton and Oklahoma.
Yeah, 100%. Oklahoma, you cannot lose that. They're not good.
And not for nothing, that is not a very good Maryland. Like, I'll say it.
You're a Maryland guy.
Shout out to Pharrell Payne, by the way. I hope he's okay. That was
News and notes should have said something, but whatever.
Gruesome injury. No, I'm glad we skipped over it.
Yeah.
But they were down 3 starters. And speaking of big guys, by the way, who went out, and then the team stepped up, Marquette looked terrible down the stretch.
Awful, dude. So bad. They look dead in the water for so long.
I'm past concerned on Marquette.
Yeah, they're cooked. Okay, let's do. How about GCU?
Why don't you start?
9.5. Their season's basically. They're not going to be a tournament team. Their season's basically over.
It's over.
They look awful.
In the scheme of like making the tournament, it's a 10 because they have 0 out of conference.
I said 9.5 because the Mountain West is wacky, and maybe they'll figure something out.
Sure.
So, BYU after their loss against UConn.
1.5.
Yeah, I'm at a 1.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. They'll be perfect. We talked about it earlier. Like BYU will be perfectly fine if they can get in a rhythm like they did in the second half. In November, it'll look much better in January, February, and March.
I feel better than I did about them last week.
Yeah. Let's do one more. Michigan. They are undefeated. They barely beat Wake Forest last week. The turnovers are awful. It's almost more of an issue than it was last year.
They barely beat TCU.
Oh, that's what it was. TCU.
Wake
Forest and TCU. TCU is bad too.
Yeah. Wake Forest at least.
Duke Harris is nice. They look okay. Wake Forest looks good.
I'm concerned about Michigan. I'm at like a 5.
Oh, I'm at like a 8.
Here's why I'm only at a 5. I still think that as they build here, Ademar has looked really good. I think if Yaxel figures it out a little bit, I think there could be something there. We're going to find out real quick in Vegas. They get San Diego State and Auburn. So,
yeah, my worry with Michigan right now is that, like, coming into the year, I'm like, okay, their system, the shooting and the turnovers offensively are the concerns. They're very similar built to what they were last year, except they have Trey McKinney, a freshman that they didn't have last year, and their bigs are better coming into the season than they were last year. Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden ended up being great, but say it how it is, that's an FAU guard. That's an FAU big, and that's a Yale big.
Yeah.
Again, both Danny Wolf's an NBA. Well, he's in the G League now, but they're NBA. He's an NBA player. Got drafted in the first round. Like, great players last year. But you bring in Yaxel Lendenborg, who's one of the best statistical players college basketball has even seen in the last few years. Ademar, who's a 7'4" freak, and Merez Johnson, a really good starting big from within the Big Ten. Your ceiling is immensely elevated, and they bring in Elliot Cadeau, a big name. Like, he was probably a bigger concern of anything than the bigs, because
I agree.
They were playmaking a lot through the bigs last year, and that's why their turnovers were at a high rate. I think they're playing through the playmaking guards now, and it's even worse. Like, their turnovers are so bad, and it's so alarming. They actually shot the ball pretty well, but Trey McKinney can play make. I think they need to play him more. They almost need to start him at some point, and it's worrisome because the reason I said I'm very worried compared to like maybe they'll be as good as last year, because they probably will be. But last year they were a 5 seed in the tournament. Yeah. They were on like the back end of the top 25 and floating in there. They were a fun team because it was Dusty May's first year. But this year, like they have higher expectations, right? Like coming into the year, they're supposed to contend with Purdue in the Big Ten, contend for national titles. We go to Players Era next week. They're going to play San Diego State and Auburn. Neither game is going to be easy at all. Very contrasting styles of team.
San Diego State is going to physical them. You know, maybe this is a cop-out. The reason I'm at a 5, they've won all the games. And I know.
Fair? No, it's fair.
I know. But so, like, they have wiggle room here, and I think I know they're going to get better as the year goes on here. Any team should, but they almost most definitely will. I know they're going to get better. So like I'm not overly concerned about them.
Maybe I am overreacting, and it's early season struggles, and they'll get better, because I do think they'll get better. I think Yaxel not only needs to, but definitely will get better. And people are worried about, Daymar looks like their best player. That's a problem. No, because he's looked unbelievable.
He's great.
He's been incredible. Like he's a ridiculous shot blocker.
I'm gonna call my shot now. The game against Auburn in Vegas next week, Yaxel goes crazy.
Yeah, because he
crazy,
and he was at UAB last year.
Crazy.
So, that'll be fun. So Michigan, I don't know. I'm concerned, and I think because I keep saying it, the reason I'm so concerned about Michigan is because their goal is to win the Big Ten and win a national title. They are not going to win either of those playing like this right now.
I agree.
It's November, but this is how November builds resumes for March. And if you don't build a resume in March, you get a bad seed, you get a tougher draw, and then you're out. So we'll see what happens in Michigan. They're still a very good team. They're still they're winning, like you said. So they're still a top 10-ish team in the country for now.
Until they're not.
So we'll see how they are at Players Era. I think that's it for Panic Meter, unless you had anyone else you wanted to add.
No, it's good by me.
Okay, let's go to Q&A.
Let's do it.
Or let's do schedule. Your homework for the week.
Yeah, homework.
Forgot. Your homework for the week, per usual, we'll give you the games to watch. We got some ballroom basketball and feast week starting this week, so I'll get it going. Monday, VCU at NC State, 2 friends of the program. I love that game.
It's one of my favorite games of the week.
Very, very fun game to watch on Monday night. The only game to watch on Monday night for the most part. Tuesday, you have the Champions Classic at Madison Square Garden in New York. It's Michigan State, Kentucky at, I think, 6:30. And then after that will be Kansas against Duke. You also, making it to the big leagues, not in the sicko schedule, it's in the real schedule, UT Martin at Florida State on Tuesday night. We're tapped into that one.
Let's go.
Better be tapped in.
It also breaks the rules of sicko schedule. No power conference teams.
Oh, good point. Yeah, it's fair.
That's my own personal rule.
Wednesday night, Arizona at UConn in the small arena at Gamble. Dayton against Marquette, and Alabama, Illinois is going to be awesome. Thursday, you got ballroom basketball, and on Friday in Baja Mar, you have Purdue is playing Memphis, and then Texas Tech against Wake Forest, and then the winners and losers will play each other. Friday, you got Louisville at Cincy, and then on the weekend, you also have the Charleston Classic, Hall of Fame Classic, and Paradise Jam.
I still love all these tournaments, even with Players Era kind of dominating where a lot of the good teams are going.
You like this chart?
This is fun.
I'm showing you something that's not shown to people yet.
The logos are so small.
I made this.
It hurts my
It's
eyes.
it's the 14, most of them, if not all, are the bigger ones. MTEs and events. The ones I mentioned, Charleston Classic has West Virginia. They have Utah State and Clemson. The Hall of Fame Classic has Nebraska, New Mexico, K-State, and Miss State. And then Paradise Jam is a fun mid-major one. Yale, Iona, Akron, Charleston, Evansville, UMass, Oregon State, Green Bay. That's a fun one.
At that one. That's
so
a really fun one.
U.S. Virgin Islands for that one. That'll be a cool one.
Nice.
That's my schedule. Who do you have to add for the sicko schedule?
Monday, 2 on Monday. Drake at Charleston. Really fun.
That's cool.
Both teams high expectations. Still looking for quality win, both of them. West Coast battle. Loyola Marymount at UC Santa Barbara.
Ooh.
2 undefeated teams. 2 top 125 KenPom teams. That's going to be fun. Little Rock at Murray State Tuesday night. OVC preseason pick versus a really good Murray State team led by Javon Jackson. UIC behind you
Shout
over there.
out UIC, baby.
The Flames, coached by Gary Williams' disciple, Rob Eason.
Of course.
Takes on High Point in the Boardwalk Battle in Daytona Beach, Florida, baby.
Love that.
That's a great one. I did promise a Privateer shout-out. This kind of breaks my rule on sicko schedule because I don't like putting the Mountain West in there. But I have New Orleans at Fresno State.
Whoa. Anyone watching New Orleans, Fresno State needs to call Gamblers Anonymous for sure.
This is
yeah.
sicko schedule.
Yeah, it's not Mountain West. Fresno State is the bottom of the
New Orleans has beaten TCU and Tulane. They're going to the West Coast to play a Mountain West team.
New Orleans look great.
I know
they're
do.
fun.
I know. Shout out Privateers.
Yeah.
Stop. Leave me alone on Instagram.
Who? Oh, people.
The New Orleans fans.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you know that's a thing?
Yeah.
Now we know. Okay, and then weekend real quick. Northeastern at Duquesne. Do you know where this game is being played, Ryan?
I mean, it should be the East Coast, but it's probably in I don't know, Las Vegas.
St. Vincent St. Mary's High School in Akron, Ohio.
Oh my God, I want to go.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I know. Drew Joyce and Duquesne played Villanova really tight. They look pretty good to start the season.
Shout out Braun.
UNI at UC Irvine, another West Coast game.
Great one.
And then Sunday is the start of that kind of 4-team tournament in the Grand Caymans. GW plays McNeese. Middle Tennessee State plays Murray State. Then they flip-flop for the rest of the weekend.
Nice. And then, and we will preview the rest of the Feast Week tournaments from Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be in Vegas. This is going to be awesome.
On Saturday. It'll be great.
Real quick Q&A and we'll get out of here, yeah?
Yeah.
I kind of alluded to this earlier. Charlie Yonsei, I believe it is curious. Is Georgetown legit or is Clemson just not that good?
I don't think Clemson's awful. I don't think Georgetown is I don't know if they're legit. I have hesitations and reservations because they haven't beaten anyone great yet. But they beat Clemson, they beat Maryland, and they look relatively good in them. Their front court players are really stepping up. Vincent Uchukwu looks good. Malik Mack is awesome. KJ Lewis has been really good. They got a lot of guys where someone new steps up every game, and I like that. The Big East sucks. We talked about that. So if they're the third best team in the conference, they're probably a tournament team. I will take my chances that whoever is number 3 in the Big East gets into the NCAA tournament. As of now, it's Georgetown.
I'm just happy people are showing up to the Verizon Center.
It's great, and the players are getting into it. I want Georgetown to be good. I think it'd be cool to see them be good. So.
We said this. A lot of these Big East teams, it's good for college basketball when Georgetown is good.
And the Big East being bad about having a really bad down year would actually worry me for long-term college sports conference realignment, because then they might be like, oh yeah, Big East sucks. Let's just rip them apart.
We've talked about this.
So that's what I'm worried about.
Kevin Donnelly wants you, Ryan, to make an argument for a currently unranked team to make the Final Four.
Before the season, I was high on Virginia. I'll stay on Virginia for sure. They have a plethora of big guys playing great between Tez DeRitter and Young Grunlow have been the two big ones, and Ugo and Yenso, who's been from Kentucky and Kansas State. Tez DeRitter looks awesome. Malik Thomas, I don't think has kicked up into full gear yet, and they have an amazing collection of playmaking guards and dynamic offensive guards. Jakari White's awesome. Dallin Hall is a really good playmaker. I mentioned Malik Thomas. I like Virginia a lot. I think defensively they're good. They're aggressive, but offensively they have a lot of firepower. NC State, kind of a cop-out. Don't know how they're ranked, not ranked, but they're 26 in the poll each week so far. So they'll probably get ranked at some point. If they beat VCU, they'll be ranked eventually. But NC State's an easy answer. The defense is awesome. The offense looks balanced. Darian Williams looks like a true number 1 option. Paul McNeil is shooting the lights out right now. They look great. They look awesome. They're kicking the shit out of really bad teams like they should be. The Red Reckoning is kind of lighting things up there down in Raleigh. So they're one. And then honestly, I'll say another one in the ACC, Virginia Tech. I think that with Neo being as good as he is, and with the rest of the team gelling together more and more, Amani Hansberry looks pretty good. Toby Lawal has been there. I think Virginia Tech is a legit dark horse Final Four team at their ceiling. I think that they'll be a 7 seed at their ceiling. And you're like, that is a fun pick in my bracket. That's what Virginia Tech feels like. But Virginia and NC State, definitely sneaky Final Four teams as of right now.
We had a lot of
unranked.
ACC questions, by the way. Is the ACC back, Ryan?
Yes.
ACC's back. My pick, if you're curious, San Diego State.
You think they have the offense to do it? We'll find out in Vegas.
We'll find if Magoon's out. That could be an issue.
Yeah. That's going to do it for this week. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. It was a longer episode because we had a great segment with Coach Shulman. Again, thanks to him for hopping in. Don't forget to check out the Homefield blood drive that we told you about. Donate for a good cause. Get a cool shirt. Next time you hear this episode, next episode will be live from Vegas at the Players Era Tournament. We're making it big time now.
Vegas, baby.
You guys can't see the basement we're in, but from the lovely unfinished basement of my house with air ducts and just storage everywhere.
Tommy Bahama cooler right there.
Is that Tommy? Oh, that's cool. That's nice. I know I had that. All the way to Las Vegas, and I think we'll be recording in the MGM. I don't really know. We'll find
Mandalay.
out.
We'll see.
But
wait.
Very excited. We'll be out there. If you're going to be out there, definitely let us know and come say hi in the arenas, and we'll be around all weekend. Other than that, appreciate y'all again for being here, as always, and enjoy the week. Enjoy Feast Week. It starts this week. So, see ya.